The twin flame connection is one of the most profound, transformative experiences a soul can go through. It is not just about love, it is about growth, healing, and the shedding of old versions of oneself to embrace something deeper and more aligned with the soul's true nature. Yet, this journey is rarely smooth. It is filled with challenges, separation phases, and the deep pain of misunderstandings, misaligned energies, and unresolved wounds. One of the most heart-wrenching parts of this journey is when the divine masculine pulls away, acts in ways that cause emotional turmoil, or even outright rejects the divine feminine. For the divine feminine, the pain of abandonment, ghosting, or emotional unavailability can feel unbearable. It is often met with confusion. Why would someone who feels so connected to you act in ways that suggest otherwise? Why would they push you away, act cold, or choose karmic situations over the sacred bond? These are questions that can linger in the heart for what feels like eternity. But what happens when the divine masculine realizes what they have done? What happens when the weight of their choices finally catches up with them? Regret is a powerful force, and when the divine masculine begins to truly understand the depth of their connection with you, they will feel its full impact. This regret does not always appear in obvious ways, and sometimes it takes time for them to process what they have lost. If you have been wondering whether your divine masculine regrets their actions towards you, there are certain signs that reveal their inner turmoil. These signs are not just about what they say or do. They are about the shifts in energy, the subtle behaviors, and the way their soul begins to call out for you, even when they are not physically present. Let's explore these signs in depth so that you can understand what is happening beneath the surface. Number 1, they become silent or withdrawn from others. One of the most telling signs of regret is when the divine masculine suddenly becomes silent. While it may seem like they have moved on, the truth is often the opposite. When a person is truly unbothered by a situation, they continue life as usual. But when regret begins to creep in, it leads to deep contemplation and isolation. The divine masculine is often not as expressive as the divine feminine when it comes to emotions. Instead of openly talking about their feelings, they internalize them. They may retreat from social interactions, become distant from friends or family, and spend more time alone. This period of withdrawal is crucial because it is when they start to reflect on their past choices. They might even avoid speaking about you to others. If their friends or family bring up your name, they may change the subject or become visibly uncomfortable. This is because the thought of you brings up emotions they are not yet ready to face. They know they have hurt you, and with that realization comes shame and guilt, emotions they do not yet know how to process. If you notice that they are quieter than usual, posting less on social media, or even deleting old photos and statuses, it is likely that they are in the midst of deep regret. They may not be ready to reach out, but internally, they are wrestling with the weight of their actions. Number 2, they try to numb their feelings. Regret does not always manifest as sadness and longing. It often leads to avoidance. The divine masculine may attempt to numb their emotions through distractions, unhealthy coping mechanisms, or by jumping into new relationships that lack depth. This is where you might see them engaging in behaviors that seem out of character. They might overwork themselves, drink more than usual, party excessively, or engage in superficial connections. To the outside world, it may seem like they are thriving, but deep down, they are running from their feelings. The twin flame connection is intense, and when regret sets in, it can be overwhelming. Instead of sitting with their emotions and facing the pain they caused, they may do everything in their power to push it away. However, no matter how much they try to distract themselves, the connection remains. The more they avoid it, the stronger the feelings become. The divine masculine may also seek temporary validation from others. They might enter into relationships that lack emotional depth or pursue meaningless encounters to fill the void. However, nothing can truly replace the bond they share with their twin flame, and deep down, they know it. If you see them engaging in these behaviors, do not mistake it for happiness. Many times, these are signs of someone who is struggling to cope with the weight of their choices. Number 3, they reach out indirectly. When regret becomes too heavy to bear, The divine masculine will often seek ways to reconnect, but not always in the most direct manner. Because they are still battling their ego, fear, and shame, they may hesitate to reach out in a meaningful way. Instead of expressing their emotions clearly, they take small, hesitant steps to see if you are still open to communication. This can look like liking or watching your social media posts after months of silence, sending random messages that have no real purpose, like, "Hey, hope you're good," asking mutual friends about you but not directly contacting you, posting content that subtly hints at what they are feeling. At first glance, these actions may seem insignificant, but they hold deeper meaning. The divine masculine is testing the waters, trying to gauge your reaction without making themselves too vulnerable. They might not yet be ready for a full conversation, but these subtle efforts reveal an internal struggle. They regret how things ended, but their fear of rejection or confrontation makes them hesitant to take bolder steps. If you notice these signs, it is important to trust your intuition. Ask yourself whether they are reaching out because they are truly ready to heal and reconnect, or if they are simply looking for reassurance to ease their guilt. While it is okay to acknowledge their efforts, do not feel pressured to respond immediately or give them the comfort of knowing you are still waiting. Protect your energy and focus on what feels right for you. The twin flame journey is about growth for both souls, and sometimes the divine masculine needs to fully process their emotions before they can truly show up in the way you deserve. Number 4, they admit their mistakes in their own way. One of the clearest indicators of regret is when the divine masculine finally acknowledges their mistakes. This does not always come in the form of a direct or dramatic apology, but rather in small ways that reveal they have been reflecting on their past actions. Many divine masculines struggle with vulnerability, so instead of fully opening up, they may drop subtle hints about their regrets. Some of the things they might say include, "I didn't realize what I had until it was gone." This statement suggests they now understand your value and recognize that they took your presence for granted. "I wasn't in the right headspace before." This is a way of admitting that their actions were influenced by personal struggles, immaturity, or fear, and not because they did not care about you. "I pushed you away because I was scared." This reveals that their avoidance, distancing, or rejection was not about a lack of love, but about their own emotional barriers. Even if they do not directly say, "I regret hurting you," their words and actions will reflect an inner conflict. You might notice a change in the way they speak to you, a softness in their tone, a level of honesty that was not there before, or an effort to explain what they were going through. They may not know how to fully express their emotions, but their attempt to communicate shows their regret. Beyond words, their actions will also tell you a lot. They may try to be more present in your life, even in small ways. They might start checking in more often, making an effort to show support, or even correcting past behaviors that once caused issues between you. They could also start taking responsibility for their healing, seeking therapy, working on personal growth, or making choices that align with a healthier version of themselves. This stage is often a turning point. It shows that they are no longer in denial about their feelings and are beginning to truly understand the depth of your connection. However, just because they admit their mistakes does not mean they are fully ready for reunion. Healing takes time, and acknowledgement is only the first step. If your divine masculine starts to express regret, allow them to take accountability without immediately rushing back into the connection. Watch their actions, not just their words. True transformation is reflected in consistent change, not temporary guilt. Your role is not to fix or rescue them, but to hold space for your own growth while they navigate their path. If they are meant to align with you again, it will happen naturally when both souls are truly ready. Number 5, they begin to mirror your growth. One of the most fascinating aspects of the twin flame connection is the mirroring effect. The bond between twin flames is deeply energetic, meaning that whatever shifts within you will also be felt by your counterpart. This is not a conscious effort on their part. It happens naturally because your souls are connected. When one twin evolves, the other is energetically nudged to do the same. If you have been actively focusing on your healing, stepping into your personal power, and finding happiness within yourself, your divine masculine will begin to sense this shift. They may not fully understand why, but they will start feeling an inner push to reflect on their own life. This often sparks their own journey of self-improvement, even if it begins in small, subtle ways. Regret plays a major role in this process. When they truly realize what they have lost, it forces them to confront their own behavior and shortcomings. They may begin questioning their choices, wondering why they acted the way they did, and recognizing patterns that have held them back. This is when they start making changes, not just because they miss you, but because they are being spiritually guided to evolve. You might notice signs that they are working on themselves. They could start healing past wounds by seeking therapy, meditating, or engaging in self-reflection. They may try to break free from toxic habits, let go of limiting beliefs, or even change their lifestyle in ways that align more with their highest self. These transformations are not just about trying to win you back. They are about aligning with the energy of the connection itself. Your divine masculine might also begin to mirror your specific growth areas. If you have been learning to set boundaries, they may start doing the same in their own life. If you have been focusing on self-love, they may start recognizing their own worth. This is because your journey inspires theirs, even if there is no direct contact between you. The universe is guiding both of you toward healing, and as one twin elevates, the other is encouraged to rise as well. However, it is important to remember that growth is an individual process. Just because they are mirroring your evolution does not mean they will immediately be ready for union. Their journey is their own, and they must go through their lessons at their own pace. The best thing you can do is continue focusing on yourself. The more you step into your divine power, the more you naturally encourage them to do the same. Trust in the process and allow things to unfold in divine timing. Whether they return or not, your healing benefits both of you. Keep moving forward, knowing that your growth is not just transforming your own life, it is also helping to awaken your divine masculine to their highest potential. Regret is a powerful emotion, but it is also a sign of awakening. When the divine masculine begins to realize the weight of their actions, it is not just about missing you. It is about facing the truth they once tried to avoid. This journey is about deep transformation, and regret is often the first step toward growth. However, regret alone is not enough. What truly matters is what they do with that regret. Some will allow it to push them toward healing, while others may struggle with guilt and fear, unsure of how to make things right. It is important to remember that their journey is their own. You cannot force them to see things sooner, nor can you carry the weight of their lessons for them. Your role is not to wait in suffering, but to continue growing, expanding, and stepping into your own divine power. The twin flame journey is not about waiting for someone to catch up. It is about aligning with your own soul and allowing divine timing to unfold naturally. If you sense their regret, acknowledge it, but do not let it dictate your happiness. You are whole with or without their recognition of the bond. True union is not just about being together. It is about both twins reaching a place of self-awareness and spiritual balance. Trust in the process, have faith in the connection, and most importantly, trust in yourself. Whether they return or not, your path is leading you exactly where you are meant to be. Keep moving forward, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should.